Hello you guys, this is John coming back to you with another movie review. This one will be actually more current, actually happened this year, not one that actually happened 4 decades ago. This review will be the first movie of Phase 5 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm talking about Ant-Man Quantumania. I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and then give you my overall grade. Okay then, let's get started. So basically, Quantumania follows the entire Ant-Man family. I'm talking about Scott Lang, Janet Van Dyne, Hope Van Dyne, Hank Pym, and Cassie Lang, or Scott Lang calls her Peanut. They get sucked down into the quantum realm that, Janet Van Dyne was stuck in there for 30 years. Well, actually, it could have been only 30 hours in her mind, because remember, Scott Lang was down there for 5 years, but technically it only felt like 5 hours to him. Was she really down there for 30 years? It makes you start thinking, doesn't it? That's beside the point. So basically, the way they get sucked into the quantum realm is basically by this device that Cassie made in the comforts of Hank Pym's basement. Hey, I know what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go down to my basement and build one of the greatest inventions known to man. Or better yet, I'll build it in my garage. Yeah, let's bring Project Almanac into the works, everybody. So basically, when they get down into the quantum realm, they find out that there's this whole civilization there, and that it's like centuries ahead when it comes to technology. Now that I think about it, I'm starting to see more movies in this movie. But again, that's beside the point. So this civilization is actually being run by someone known as Kang the Conqueror, who is pretty awesome, by the way. We'll get to him in a moment. And of course, it's up to the Avenger Ant-Man to save the quantum verse. That's basically the story in a nutshell. I mean, don't want to ruin it in case anybody hasn't seen it yet. Let's get right into what I did like about the movie, and that would be Jonathan Majors playing Kang the Conqueror. Actually, in my opinion, he probably made this whole movie. Jonathan Majors' Kang the Conqueror made a serious impact on the Marvel Cinematic Universe for future films, and also he's probably one of the best villains I've seen so far. I really am excited for them to use him again. This man just nailed this role. I mean, seriously, he could not have done a better job. He was calm, he was deceptive, he was cunning, he was clever, and he was just downright evil. And the best thing about it is they didn't have to turn him into a walking joke box. Honestly, I don't know what Disney is thinking turning all the Marvel characters, well, at least the main characters at least, they need to have them crack jokes like every 5 or 10 minutes, but really, that has seriously got to stop. Yes, I get it. It's good to have that humor in there. I mean, it's been in there probably since Iron Man when it first started the MCU, but after Thor Love and Thunder, they really got to know when enough is enough. That's what I really loved about Kang when he was on screen, because I mean, when he was on screen, there was no comedy whatsoever. We were in the moment, getting serious. We were actually getting some plot there, and actually he was doing his villain job very well. Also, let me get into the fact that the quantum realm was actually very, very beautiful. Impressive, in my opinion. It's actually such a better realm than a lot of the other multiverses that we've seen from Doctor Strange. Then again, though, that could have just been that I've been increasingly fascinated about the quantum realm and what it would look like probably ever since the first Ant-Man movie. The quantum realm has been on my mind for a long time. I mean, the first Ant-Man movie came out in 2015. It had a small part there. Then you had Ant-Man and the Wasp. It had a small part there too as well, but they were both key moments. And then finally, it had a big role to play in Endgame when they started using it as a time machine. So, I mean, it made a big impression there, and then of course my fascination just grew even more. Exploring the quantum realm kind of like took the first part of the movie, so I mean, that was really great. So I mean, we got to see a good bit of it. We got to see, I guess you could say, quantumites or quantumanians, basically sentient beings that live in the quantum realm, and the CGI, of course, was pretty impressive with those as well. Then, of course, we got our usual Marvel humor in there after, they drank this ooze that allows them to understand everything they say in the quantum verse. Drink the ooze. drink the ooze. It's like basically everything goes from like quantum language to English in their ears. And then of course that's when you start hearing the humor from everything. And it's like, wow. Excuse me, sir. How many holes do you have? That's not information we need to know right now. Of course, when Hank Pym drank it, we got some humor from him too. Excuse me, sir, I'm a first-time traveler, but do you have anything in your world that can get me drunk? Every universe has that, Hank. So basically, that's how they spent the first part of the movie. It was exploring the quantum realm, which was pretty good in my opinion. Then we got more Kang in the second part of it, and that was even better because, like I said before, Jonathan Majors just nailed his character perfectly. Then finally, we get the moment we're waiting for. We get the climax, and we're, of course, expecting something big from Marvel. But instead, something great and amazing, we get a shit show. Honestly, I mean, I just don't know what they were doing with this climax and the final battle, but like the last 40 minutes, it was everywhere. It was like every single member of the Ant-Man family was fighting their own final battle. It was like it was a complete mess. Scott Lang was like gigantic the whole time, so of course he was doing his Goliath move, but I guess, you know, since he was in the quantum realm, I guess that'll be this big, you know, maybe 6 inches tall is gigantic in the quantum realm. Maybe 7. And then, of course, during this final battle, after his whole army's been destroyed, Kang comes down there to start conquering, do his conquering job. And, of course, he's kicking all their asses. And then, who comes to save them? None other than Hank Pym and his army of ants! That kind of ending in that final battle was pretty predictable because, I mean, Hank Pym wasn't there for, like, pretty much till the last 5 minutes of the final battle. So, I mean, we kind of had a feeling that he was going to show up out of nowhere. Overall, I'm going to give this movie C+. The movie wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. It's like right there in the middle. Now, maybe if Jonathan Majors did a horrible job on Kang, then the movie probably would move to the bad side. I've known when they were going to explore the quantum realm, I always knew they were going to do it with Ant-Man, but I never knew they were going to turn it into this big, epic action adventure film that probably he didn't even need. I mean, I've always seen Ant-Man as this blue-collar hero. I mean, he's not on the rooftops like other Avengers waiting for bad to happen. He's just got the suit in his closet just in case he needs it whenever somebody calls for him. Honestly, he's more average than Spider-Man. I mean, he's a grown man. Spider-Man's in high school. I mean, and he's probably more average than him. Okay, so that should just about wrap up this movie review. If you have seen Ant-Man Quantumania, please tell me what you thought about it in the comments. And also, if you'd like to see more of my videos, please hit that subscribe button. Bye!